Welcome. This is your old pal Bigfoot, welcoming you to another Tuesday here on the Scary Stories channel. Now, we have true stories an awful lot of the time, submitted by you guys out there in our audience. On Tuesdays, however, we like to delve back into Dogman and cryptid history, and pull out sightings to talk about from the historical record. Today, I'd like to look a little bit into the Dogman flap of 2017 through 2019-ish that seemed to mainly happen in America, but mainly got reported on in England. They had some sightings of what they called werewolves over there at the time as well. Did the Dogman really go away after that? Or did people just lock themselves inside in 2020 for some reason and stop noticing them as much? First of all, what do I even mean when I use the term flap? That was something my late friend John A. Keel used to talap about. If UFOs or monsters are reported a great deal in one area over a given period of time, that would be a UFO or monster flap. Also, Keel would call them UFOs, not UFOs. He was very old school about everything, but his worldview and concepts remain a little bit ahead of the curve, even now, so long after his passing. There are a few different ideas about how a flap starts. One report of, say, a Bigfoot or a Dogman gets some play in the press. Then either other people who have been afraid to report their own sightings come forward to tell their stories, or else the natural tendency for ape-like creatures to imitate each other manifests, and we get a lot of copycat reports that people either made up or fantasized. I know that's not what anyone who comes here wants to hear, but it is true that some people crave attention and will say or do anything to get it. This is why police keep back bits of information about serial killings. There are people who will come forward and confess to killings they had nothing to do with, just to get attention. The cops need to leave out some info that only they and the actual killer would know. This way they can catch the liars. On this channel, we're not the police, and we're not trying to catch out the liars. We like good scary stories here, whether they're true or not. That having been said, I do wonder how much of the 2017 through 2019 Dogman flap was real, and how much of it was happening in people's minds. Let's go back to what's left of the articles written at that time, and see what we can find. The publication that seems to have covered this flap the most was the Daily Star out of England. Here's an article by Simon Green they published on my birthday, November 1st, in 2019. Fears half-human, half-dog creature killing pets across U.S. as sightings emerge. Exclusive. Chilling audio supposedly captures Dogman howling. Now the video is disabled because this is an old article. It turns out the basis of the article is a conversation they had with this guy Jody Cook from the North American Dogman Project. The article says a huge werewolf-like creature that stands on two legs is terrorizing towns across the U.S. with spine-chilling audio capturing its howls in the dead of night, a believer has claimed. The mysterious monster has often been dubbed a Dogman, and according to Jody Cook, has been spotted all across the U.S. Witnesses, he claims, have reported their animals and livestock being killed in brutal fashion by an unknown creature. Speaking to Daily Star Online, Jody also explained the half-man, half-dog animals can be, quote, up to 9 feet tall and weighing anything between 300 and 400 pounds. But his evidence does not just come from witness statements. Now about that evidence, I wanted to play you the sounds he attributes to Dogman. Obviously the video by the Star is now defunct, so I went to the NADP website where the sounds still exist in the form of MP3s. It says on the page that we have to ask permission before using the audio. Fine, I understand, so I went looking for their email contact. They only list Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. No email or phone. Now I will not use Facebook or the other one, so I went to their YouTube page. No contact info there either. So I went to leave a comment on one of their videos to ask that way. They don't allow comments on their videos. So if you want to hear the audio in question, you're going to have to listen on their website, or else look for Jody Cook in one of his podcast interviews in which he shares the audio. What I suppose I can do is show this blurry photo that the Star reproduces. I think that's one of Jody's, not really certain. Back to the article. On his site, North American Dogman Project, set up to investigate the bizarre legend, Jody has 3 audio clips from Ohio that could show the creature's spine-chilling howls. One video taken in Bellbrook sees a man stop dead in his tracks as a screech erupts nearby. "Did you just hear that? What was that?" he says. Another audio from Cincinnati is even more spooky. It shows a deafening howl bursting through the otherwise silent audio. And a third in Dayton, which Jody admits could be a coyote, has the sound of a dog-like creature repeatedly howling. Speaking on the spooky audio recordings, Jody told Daily Star Online, "The Bellbrook audio we believe is of a dogman due to the many sightings in that location. The Dayton audio was recorded by the media in a very heavy sighting area, but it could be a possible coyote." Asked whether people should be worried, the hunter added, "Yes, all these areas have had animals and pets being killed by a large predator, along with a massive amount of sightings of a large wolf-like creature on 2 legs. These things are apex predators." As well as the audio recordings, Jody also has a whole collection of photos that supposedly show the creature. In one picture, a mysterious dark figure can be seen standing behind some trees. There are also several images of strange paw prints that look unlike any known animal. And graphic pictures also show the bloodied remains of these pets and livestock that have been attacked by the monstrous animal. Jody's site also features a map of where the sightings have been reported. Markers reflecting the sightings appear to spread out across almost every U.S. state. The founder of NADP shared a series of charts with this site that analyze the sightings more closely. One finds that, just like the mythical story of the werewolf, the creature is most often spotted at nighttime. It is not the first time reports of a dogman lurking in woods across the U.S. have come to light. So basically that article was kind of an infomercial for Jody's website, which is fine, but how much of it is real? I live in a big city, so I don't hear about animals killing people very often. Apparently, though, it does still happen in the smaller towns and rural areas. I don't want to share that part of my research with you because I have to abide by YouTube's rules. But in the stories I was looking into, the authorities were surprisingly unsure of what animal or animals had committed most of these acts. I got the impression that even when they state it was definitely a wolf or a bear, they're really making a guesstimate. If you have the time, start to look into that for yourself. It's a little unsettling that some animal which does not officially exist could be on a killing spree, taking pets and even people, but authorities might either be downplaying it or possibly just not understanding what could be committing these horrific acts. I think most people think something along the lines of, if Dogman were real, we'd all know about it by now. But not if the animal was intelligent and secretive, and if the powers that be gained nothing by admitting its reality. Or possibly the powers that be aren't even aware that there's something to admit to the reality of. So, there's this other article from that time period. This one was published on July 22nd, 2019, and is called "Half Human, Half Dog Creature Seen Lurking Near Texas River Leaves Fishermen Terrified." A mysterious creature that had the appearance of part dog, part human left a group of fishermen stunned when they spotted it on a Texas river. Again, the video itself is missing. I've searched YouTube for the original, and if it's still online, it's not under that name. Should I read an article about a video that I can't show you? Why not? They do have an image or two from it. Quote, "On the riverside, a figure can be seen appearing to drink water on 4 legs. What the F? Is that a dog or what?" the cameraman asks. It then seems to spot the people watching it and lifts itself up on its hind legs. Stunned, the man filming exclaims, "Holy S, I got that on video." His friend can be heard asking in the background, "What the F was that, dude?" The figure quickly disappears behind the grass verge as those watching continue to voice their amazement. YouTube channel Disclose Screen posted the clip on Saturday of whatever month that was, claiming it originally emerged 6 years earlier and was filmed by a man named Ruben. He captioned it, "Humanoid dog creature caught on film." Oh, so even though this was published during the Dogman flap, it was actually from 6 years earlier. So this tends to support the theory that flaps of high strangeness may be the result of people suddenly feeling they have permission to admit to having seen something. People don't report Dogman or Bigfoot if they think they're going to face ridicule or be given a hard time about it. When cryptid encounters or other high strangeness experiences come into fashion during brief periods, or when they become a way for a town to attract tourists, then people might be more inclined to come forward with what they know on a given subject. I also found another article about something that might have been a Dogman from that same period. The Star really liked using the term half human, half dog in their headlines, and here's another classic. Half human, half dog bizarre creature terrifies locals. Video footage shows the strange-looking animal as it jumped over the barriers of a motorway on Wessex Way, Dorset. It can then be seen appearing to run on all four legs in front of cars before disappearing into the darkness. The video then cuts before we get a better look at what it could be. The date on the CCTV is stamped November 2007, but it was uploaded to YouTube on October 28, 2019, where the channel speculated locals were left terrified. "Looks part human, part dog to me," one viewer revealed. Another added, "Looks like it escaped an underground secret laboratory." And a third claimed, "It's the Rake." The Rake is a mythical humanoid creature which conspiracists believe attacks people and animals unprovoked. Conspiracists? Don't they mean they're paying customers? At any rate, I don't think it was a rake, but it does look hairless, whatever it was, so I'm guessing it was something with mange or something like that. I suppose it might be a really skinny high school kid whose clothes were stolen by bullies. Maybe he's trying to cross the road while maintaining his modesty, I don't know. I'm just joking. I can't tell what it was from these blurry screen caps. Do you think it was a Dogman? What do you think it was? I'm going to be getting back to telling stories you send in sometime soon, maybe tomorrow, but I enjoyed doing that last one where we read from that online archive. I think I'd like to do another one of those next. I'm not sure if it'll get out by tonight or by tomorrow morning, as it seems to take me longer to make episodes than it does for most guys. I'm not good working live, I mess up too much, so it always ends up being hours of editing and pre-rendering and re-rendering every time I put a little visual effect that most of you guys aren't even going to be looking at. I also do all of this myself on one computer, which slows down the process. So maybe I'll be back tonight, and maybe in the morning. Oh, by the way, I'm really interested in testing out different times of day to drop videos at. I did a poll, but it got taken over by trolls, so I had to delete it. I'll just put videos out at different times of the day, and then track the results and try to push the channel in a direction that would make more of you happy. I wish I could do a show per hour, 24 hours a day for a week, then have a ton of data to suss out. Of course, I'd get 7,000 unsubscribes while I did that, but YouTube keeps unsubscribing everyone anyhow. It's clear YouTube will not allow my channel to grow anymore, so I have to change and realize that you guys are my audience. You're probably all the audience that the corporate media is ever going to allow me to have ever again. So, your opinion just became a lot more important in my life. This is your channel, and I guess it's my job to entertain you better than I have been. See you later or tomorrow with more historical Dogman accounts. Even if you look all over the place, you won't find anyone as cool as Ace. Please join us in thanking today's executive producer Ace Williams for making this episode possible. And now to explain how you too can be as badass as Ace Williams and all the cool perks you can receive in return, here's me. Take it away, me! Thanks, Biggie. And thanks to all of you for watching this far. If you liked it, please click like. If you'd like to see more of our work, please subscribe. And also click that bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we put out a new episode. To become an executive producer, you can donate to us through the thanks button under each of our videos or through our paypal.me/PeterBernard209 page. To receive cool perks like secret uncensored Dogman episodes far too wild to ever run on this channel, you can become a YouTube channel member by clicking the join button. Or join our PayPal subscribers club at peterbernard.com. Joining either at the $3 a month level or above gets you access to our over 25 hours of secret uncensored Dogman stories available nowhere else. Do you have a scary story about Dogman or some other kind of high strangeness that happened to you? Let us know by emailing us at scarystoriesnyc@gmail.com or by leaving us a voicemail message at 804-LA-SCARY. You may need to call back on that when it cuts off after I think 3 minutes. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff, thank you for simply watching to the end. Good night, and have a scary tomorrow.
Come back for more scary stories.